I joined the Marine Corps right after high school. I wasn't the best student, so that was probably the best option.
I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life, and I had gone to some college and it just wasn't clicking.
I joined the Army. My dad was a Marine for 29 plus years.
My father, both my grandfathers did it, and it just felt like something that was right for me to do, so I did.
Initially, I actually joined on my 17th birthday, the National Guard, which actually kind of wound up biting me in the butt because 9/11 happened, Iraq was getting worse, and so that's when I actually decided to, if I was going to deploy, I wanted to do it right with the active duty.
From there, deployed to Iraq for 2 deployments. It's very different, I'll tell you that much. The people there don't understand our customs and we don't understand theirs. We try to somehow cope or meet somewhere and find a medium.
It was eye-opening to know that in our modern age there's still people riding donkey carts around as a main form of transportation. For a while we were in a old police station, and then we ended up taking over a chicken coop and living in that for a while.
I had a specialty job where I did samples on the water, like for radioactivity and stuff. We tested the drinking water, we tested the water in the nuclear plant, and we also did radiation testing throughout the ship. I was stationed on an aircraft carrier.
It's challenging, I think, for veterans, especially I think in my situation. I have my military obligation during school. So like this week I'll be gone for 6 days, so I'll be missing 4 days of class. Some tests that I'll have to make up. I get behind on some of my schoolwork.
I tried to take 4 classes while I was active, and unfortunately I had to drop all of them due to deployments or training. Being infantry and then switching over to a medic, it's kind of hard to take classes because you're always either out in the field training or out in the middle of nowhere in Iraq or Afghanistan.
I started January 12th. I wasn't even discharged from the Navy until January 19th. So I literally just come off of active duty. I was on terminal leave when I started school. I was transitioning out of the military into civilian life. I'm from the South and I'm in the North. And so on top of that, I haven't done a class in 4 years, so I got school going on and I'm newlywed. So, I mean, I had a lot of stressors going on. But my struggles were just seeing people take their freedoms for granted.
I feel like I'm much more of a timeline. I've used up a lot of my, my screw around time. I'm 26 years old, I'm older. If I want to get on the same career trajectory as someone else who is significantly younger and beginning to attend school, there's much less margin for error.
I think it's important that even civilians understand that we're around them too. We're normal people as well.
You hear a lot of stories about bad things that veterans may have done. You don't really hear the good things.
I would like to point out that not all veterans are damaged goods, and a lot of us have went through awful situations, but we're able to transition fine.
Some of these veterans have gone through things that I can't even grasp. Certain situations where they can't cope with something like that when they've experienced for the past 4 years, sometimes death and destruction, and you expect them to sit down in the classroom and take everything in, and a teacher that hasn't been in war or something like that to understand, it's kind of difficult. You gotta support your troops.